makeup on. We've been, just got our dirty clothes and everything on, but, you know.
I don't see Leo. He don't come around.
Oh, don't he? Oh.
Now that's Leo sitting there.
I told him the other day on the phone, I said, stop sometime.
Yeah, he lives right next door almost, doesn't he?
I mean, Roscoe,
yeah.
the town we came from.
So how many
It's only
kids?
40 miles away.
How many kids does he have?
I don't know for sure.
Two there, no, a girl and a boy.
This my dad. He used to buy a new truck there once.
Now, is he still alive?
Oh no,
Oh.
he died at 92.
His parents both are dead. His dad just died about 10 years ago. He lived to be 91. My mom is still going strong. She's not big as a mosquito, but she's got all of her ability to think and reason and remember. Oh, and she embroiders quilts. All this stuff over here is some of the work she does. She just made the pillow slips just recently.
How they can have such a memory.
I don't know. And she
we
could.
got aunt too, that 91 or what. And she can remember when I was born and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, my mother has an excellent memory, and when I gave her a perm not long ago, I never got it done. When you wet her head's not big as a baseball or a softball. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to give this perm. I thought I was going to die. And my sister was there, because she's a beautician, but she can't do it. And every time I think of this picture in my mind, and there's very little hair.
There's the Plymouth.
And the little old.
And here's the guy that was neighbors. He had a 39
I
Chevy.
never got through that perm.
We went to the beach with him. You met him. Jerry Collins or something like that. There's Leo twice. Once on the ship and once on my door.
When was this on your dad in the truck? Back in the 50s, early 50s?
Yeah, 49, 50, yeah.
So how long? Yeah.
It has been 7 years ago since they put that type of mirror on the truck.
Yeah, you got there right. You got it right.
So what was he, just a general hauler?
Yeah, he hauled cattle, grain, coal.
That's what I thought,
Yeah,
a cattle truck there.
And he trucked for peanuts in them days.
Yeah.
Now he's on the catwalk over the well deck there. That's on one of the ships there.
Now this, while you and I was making a dam, he was making a port, that blue ribbon.
There wasn't anything else to do, was there?
81,000, he scratched that, Leo scratched that in there. See when he had his back toward that one picture? This is the best one here.
Is that me?
Yours is coming.
Oh, dude, you look like what do you call it, chief?
Yeah. This is that neighbor again that you met. And there's Dewey. I told him I got a picture of him
What's that say, blue ribbon?
with a case of blue ribbon.
Yeah.
That's Dewey with a case of blue ribbon in there.
I'm interested in who this right here is.
Me,
Oh.
I think.
I thought it was a woman there for a minute.
Yeah.
Herb.
Yeah. This is Leo. I got to show
That's scary.
this one. I got to show to Leo someday because that's his castle.
Oh, got the blue ribbon up on top
And
of it.
here's Dewey with the neighbor kid that we're talking about, that Collins kid.
Well, I must have been the babysitter.
You know,
Yeah,
Dewey,
oh yeah, you were.
Dewey has a way with
You
children.
took care of
He
that
never
Leslie
is
a lot.
aggressive with children. You know, I mean,
There's
go to
there's a
them.
picture where you're sitting in a chair.
So
you're
that
sleeping
proves
and
right
holding
there. He's letting the kid come to
She
him.
asleep too?
You know.
Yeah, I think
You remember that little type there?
Now this is Leo's brother had a lot of kids too, Melvin Henry. He was in the Navy too. Me and Leo got him at Studebaker. I had a Studebaker later on. Starlight Champion, the windows like this, wrapped around the back. 48 Studebaker. It was quite a car. And we drove to visit him at Akron, Ohio. This
Oh,
is
Akron, just up
his
here.
brother's family.
Family, yeah.
Oh,
They're all 50 years old now, aren't they?
Now, here's the swimming pool.
Yeah. There, I've got a picture of this. Isn't that pitiful?
I told him on the phone, I got a picture of him with cards.
And
That's quite a picture, isn't it?
here's some short hair. There's your honey.
Who's this in the picture here?
So I've got a picture of this too.
You got that one, huh?
Uh-huh.
changed.
I love this wallpaper, that's exactly what they had those days, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like wallpaper.
I ripped everything off. I did put this border up, this room needs something.
There was a lady that, he was
the
from
old
South
Hoosier
Dakota, and
cabinet.
his ship went out. We were renting that house in
Mhm.
Norfolk.
The
And
Hoosier cabinet,
she was with us for,
yeah.
And you didn't get out until
This
56.
stuff here is
Right.
worth something, these old
February.
canisters and everything now.
What?
These canisters and everything are probably worth a lot of money now, the scale.
Oh, sure.
I've got a
I got a
scale. I got a bunch of stuff
June of
upstairs.
54.
That's a Navy friend in Minneapolis. I don't know if you met him or not.
Well, I'd like to have that cabinet.
Yeah, who's your cabinet?
Here's one of the.
Yeah, I got
He was
this.
kind of down that day.
He probably, because I was probably gonna go back.
Really?
I
He
don't
was down
know.
that day, so we got out of your hair. We said we're gonna go for a ride. Leo and us got out of there. We come back, everything was pretty good.
Man, times have changed, haven't they? Yeah, I've got these same pictures. You may have sent me some of these, come think of it.
Possible.
Yeah.
This was,
This was your baby.
yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I look so tall there, and I know I haven't
That went with,
shrunk.
that went with food
It changed directions.
I'm still 5'7.5". I mean, that's what I always have been.
Which way?
Well, both ways, really. Like I said, I feel good. I'm not worrying about it.
Why were you frowning so much here?
You're supposed
Well,
to,
I think it was
you're
hot
supposed to
down there.
remember that?
That's probably after they threw me in the swimming pool, and I was mad at the whole gang. Remember somebody throwing me in, and I didn't
Not
swim.
me, not me. Now
I
this, we
think I got everybody straight on that. Don't do that no more. I won't be down here at the pool.
we rented this house where that kitchen cabinet was,
Yeah,
and this is another room of that same house.
down in Virginia, or
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah, we slept on the kitchen floor.
In that house?
Not us, but us. Yeah, remember, we had, this is the craziest thing that Dewey did. I didn't know Herb or Alf or anybody, and I come down there, first of all, I'm at the wrong hotel, and all I see these little white specks all over the area, and I thought, what am I going to do? Well, we called him Gilbert. He doesn't get up here. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. He goes to a different hotel. Remember, there was one called the Monticello, and then there was one
Rings a bell.
Washington or something. Well, I was the one he told me to go to. And so then we were there a little bit, and he said, well, we're going to stay with this buddy of mine, Alpha and Herb. I said, we're going to do what?
Look at that.
I mean, you know, we're going
I
to
can remember that really good.
leave where we've already spent
I
the
might have took
money
the picture.
and go over
Now, she's
here. And I
married
thought,
now,
well,
isn't
you
she?
know,
Oh, yeah.
behave yourself. Do
That's
what
three
your husband
girls.
tells you to do.
3.
So we slept on the kitchen floor, and I hadn't quite got over that.
And they're all about done with
Had
school.
this nice bed.
Yeah.
But anyway, we
And
stayed there.
Leslie's kids are all done with
She
school.
was,
All three graduated yet?
Mm-mm.
I think so. The youngest
Oh, yeah.
is going to Portland or
I guess,
something,
yeah,
of a- whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
but she was too little to remember any of those days.
Yeah.
So she would have to be 50 years old.
Born in '53.
So she's 47, almost 49.
Do you remember how I had trouble with blowing out tires with that Plymouth? In other words, when I stopped here with that Plymouth, you say I did.
That was probably what you was tying on top of.
Yes. When I took that to Virginia, this Schmelzer I'm going to see in a couple days, Leo and I were home at the same time, and we called him up. I didn't have a car at the time when they had that Plymouth, and I said, "You think that'll make Virginia?" And I took it, and we drove it to his house, and Schmelzer's mother made a lot of sandwiches, and we drove. We got right on the rails. We put a new tire on that goddamn car, and when I seen it, you know, halfway to Virginia, it was looking so bad I didn't care. I didn't know nothing about setting the toe on a car, and they set it in Roscoe on the hoist, which was wrong. And I kept that car like that. Drove back to South Dakota with it. I had 4 blowouts, bang, and 1 flat. I hit a nail even. I had spare
He spent all
tires
your
tied
time.
on top of the car even, and the trunk full of tires. Anyway, when we got home, then they said it again.
So
I
are
took
you-
that car back to Virginia and traded in for that Studebaker.
So was it the way the car was, or was it bad tires?
No,
Where they
Once-
lined it.
Lined it
they were
all.
line drawn. You shouldn't line on a hoist. It was the wrong way to line them.
Oh, yeah.
This tire's got a thread showing out, and I'm painting the wheel.
But yeah, that looks like it's
We go
got a
apartment
real-
hunting, and I'd get a blowout, and just drive around looking for apartments. Bang! I drove till they busted.
That's dangerous.
I drove till they went bang.
This is your good time.
Well, they held there. I didn't throw it away.
Oh, that's one thing I always wanted was some good tires, because I always had all the kids with me, and everybody else's kids. So,
Now that's Smelser. That's the guy. I know you met him. And this is also Smelser.
I bet he
I
spent
don't
3
know
days
him.
pilfering with that car.
you know.
And look at the smile that's on that car. Smile big time.
Here's a better one of Smelser.
I don't think I've ever heard of that
And this
name
is
before.
him and his wife. And
So they've been married all this time?
yeah, they got married about the same time.
Mhm.
I don't remember.
Uh,
Was he from your hometown?
Indiana. Winamac, Indiana.
Oh,
That's where we're going.
Well, that's the reason I don't
gonna
remember.
stop
He was
at
a
this.
Hoosier.
That's me. He seen one of him like that a little while ago. Mm-hmm.
so what ship are you on?
Here,
Okay,
18.
CIERRA or SIERRA?
SIERRA.
The rowboat.
Joey's on USS
Did you,
Ashland.
when you guys went off to do practice with your ship, did you shoot at a little airplane was operated by radio?
Well, it looks like they had a lot of
Fly it around
beach
and they shoot at it,
activity.
and they hit it?
On a drone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that
No,
too.
we shot at the real
The
thing.
truck-
They never ever
Yeah.
shot hit this baby. It fly pretty fast.
Hey,
I was proud to get a picture of it. I got
Do
it.
you remember the
Pretty
time
funny.
that Dewey probably told you, I didn't know he had been out for 3 months in maneuvers, or whatever you call them. And I rode every day, faithful old Helen. And I didn't hear from him. So one day I got the bright idea, I'm going to drop him a line. I dropped the line right from the top of the page right down to the bottom. He had just come in on his maneuvers. I didn't know where he was at, what he was doing or anything. I'm not a jealous person, never have been a jealous person. Because I always felt like if he didn't want me, he could take off and leave. But I'd make it interesting enough that he wouldn't want to. But then again, I wasn't going to be the one that demand, you know what I mean? Are you that way too, Helen? If you're Helen, you have to be that way. But anyway, I had no way of knowing. And then they would say in my instruction, well, he's got one in every port. And I wasn't listening to that, but yet, and down deep I was, And I got a phone call as soon as he got in. Oh, he was very upset with me, but, I said, I won't do that again. And then I put down, love, Helen.
well, mail was not the most reliable thing on them ships.
Serve it on the something.
These were the dress blues. I was telling my family, my granddaughters and different ones, and I said, they always like, well, how did you meet Gilbert? And I said, well, he came to my aunt's restaurant all the time. And all I was interested in was to see what I could do with a little bit of money and try to make decisions, to grow up without everybody telling me what to do. I knew I would always have somebody to, in a sense, tell me what to do, but I could make my own decisions. I wanted to really make my parents happy. You know what I mean? Because my dad always said when you got out of school, there's two roads, the wrong road. And I made up my mind I wasn't going to take the wrong road.
Mhm.
So I was very careful in making decisions. So I would tell the kids, all the young people that I know, my granddaughters, I said, he would always come in the restaurant, the whole gang of guys, you know, from Burlington or these little neighboring towns. And my aunt just loved him because her son was killed in the Navy with a hurricane going through or something, my cousin, and he could come out in the kitchen, get a pickle or a chip or anything he wanted. But basically, anybody comes to the front door is not allowed to meander around the kitchen and everything. That was kind of off limits. But he could go out there and do anything. She really liked him. And he was kind of ornery. You know what I mean? Mischievous.
Yeah.
So anyway,
He wasn't wrong.
and so anyway, I was telling the kids that I always thought he liked me. But I wasn't entertaining anything because I didn't want to fall in love. I wanted to see what I could do, okay? At least for a few years. And so when he came in from the Navy one time, he had on his dress blues. Whoa!
Yeah.
I mean, to tell you, and he had kind of, I guess, grown up a little bit. He was a very serious person. And, oh man, I can remember my aunt had this thing to wash glasses. It had a brush, it come up in the middle.
Mhm.
And I'm just washing glasses, sneaking a peek. But then I knew that there might be something there, you know. And then he asked me out and asked me if I would wait for him until he got out of the service. And I remember crying. It was such a tender thing. And but he came home, what was it, a year or so after that. He said he wouldn't take no chances on losing me. I said, oh, why not? And we had about 5 days to get our wedding together. Yeah, about 5 days. And he had 9 days home, and 5 of it we had to wait for the blood test and all of that. So we basically only had 4 days together. And like I said, I was so nervous.
And it was wintertime, December.
Yeah, I was so nervous.
Well, you don't get a lot of snow, do you?
We had this last year.
We had the best season.
We've had a real mild winter this year.
Oh,
but,
we too.
Yeah, but we've seen 12, 18 inches of snow out here.
Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of the way it was with our getting together. We got married on December the 3rd in 52.
I forget what year, but one year it snowed and it got packed, and then it had sleet come on top of it and snowed again.
Oh, it was terrible.
And they was taking dozers and that and cleaning the roads off. It was a mess, you know.
Well,
Now, these hills then, you didn't get up and down unless you had chains on.
Well, in
I believe it.
77, 78, we had really like 6 weeks of just going to the store. It was like a little groove, but it was solid ice with a groove that you stayed in to get. There's no way they could break up the ice. And the Ohio River had frozen over, so you know we had.
Wow.
No, they walked across.
Yeah, walked across the Ohio River right here.
Now, the river is wider now than what it normally is. It's on the rise.
Now, who's this little tyke here?
That would be I think, the neighbor's.
This time last week, the river was at 50 feet,
Sister of mine.
2 feet below flood stage.
Looks like Smelter's wife.
That's a cousin.
Yeah.
I came down to Virginia once.
And you don't remember Leo out on the screen?
I said, oh, I gotta get a picture of that.
There, is that what you were looking for?
God, you think you gotta get that religious? Boy, when he prays, you think he never got that? Christine was that way, yeah. About 8 minutes past 8 their time. Now he's been worse than her, huh? Believe that.
up there.
For Leo?
North Carolina.
Yeah, maybe. The road was dicey. I couldn't slow down. I wouldn't be able to slow down. I wouldn't want to live down there. Too good. Well, you don't take your eye off the road. You get in the wrong lane or you hit a guardrail. Not down here now. Well, these are big ones back there. That's enough, don't